this is my final track, and this one's called Retrograde. Ignore the FLP name. I had no idea what to call this tune. Again, this was another that I just made like spontaneously, and then we've just kind of gone with it. So, start off with the intro. Again, stolen more dubstep samples. It's pretty cursed, I think. And then we've got this other atmosphere here. Them high notes. And then here, I then pitched it down 6. Bit more dread in it. Here we've literally just got a hat. Just got a load of reverb on it. And then a riser. I used the same riser twice, I think. Did you? And then what we've got is a couple LFOs on these 2 atmospheres, which I'll show you what this sounds like when the LFOs build up. And these basically control the volume, and all we're doing is just like raising the level of these LFOs. So you get something like this. And that same breath hit that I used in a different song. And then we're also teasing the bass by just slapping it at the end of this each 4-bar segment. And then this is the intro complete. Besides a little kick roll there, a couple more rises. It's not very simple. It's very simple. So this is the drop. It's again pretty simple. I mean, we've got 2 different basses. We've got the call, which is again a pretty simple, just noise bass. And then processing, we've added mostly distortion, the hard clip distortion, which is pretty good for noise basses. Dimension, and then we've added some more event compression, and then we've basically, you can see how we've leveled it. 100% highs, 150 mids, 200% lows, and the settings on it I think are actually default. Yeah, they are default settings, but I just want to use it for the multi-band compression. Then we've got wait, oh, I didn't know you could have like preset effects on Serum. Anyway, then we've got an EQ here, which is just boosting some of the highs and some of the lows. The lows are barely being boosted. It's pretty pointless, but the highs are being boosted, so enough that it's audible. I mean, you can hear it. You can hear that slight enhancement that little boost on the EQ brings. Anyway, here's a bass that I designed from a YouTube video. Well, I didn't fully design it from the YouTube video. I watched like 2 minutes of it and then just guessed the rest. So it's a saw wave with unison and then just like distortion. It's pretty not too hard bass to make. And the LFOs are just like that's a pitch bend. And this just does the filter down here, which goes up and down. And then we've got the this, which modulates that. So different, depending on where it is, different speeds, which I think sounds pretty cool. And then I've just taken that, copied it, and I've just changed the LFO settings on all of them, which means that there's a bit of variation with your basses. But I made this song pretty quickly, and it's not the most complicated. So the basses aren't like super intricate and well thought out. As far as the drums are concerned, we've got kick. I've got this one off Splice, I like it. Kick _ hazard from. I just made it a bit less because I felt like I had too much of a tail, and that's ended up finding that being perfect. So we got another clap, which we've taken the tail off. We have, I think, we have a snare, which we've definitely taken the tail off. I imagine this will sound terrible with a tail. There you go. And then you got another hat, which is pretty simple. And then we've got another hat, another hat, and another hat. That's all the drums together. As far as processing is concerned for the drums, again I've just stuck sound gluidizer on them to glue them together. The kick, I've taken quite a bit of the high end off, and soft clipper, which I like putting on kicks. It just adds some nice harmonics. The clap, I've added fast distortion to. And this is it without. This is it with. It's just a bit sharper, I think. And then EQ here is taking out the lows and super highs, and also boosting that middle range. Snare just has Pro Q, which isn't even doing anything. The snare's literally just been shortened, and then the hats are pretty simple. I'll put the frequency shifter on them, I think. Yeah. It just like changes the pitch of your hats, which you can hear. I'll play here. Without the frequency shifter. You can hear. So it's just like a normal, just like hi-hat. What the fuck? It's a pretty simple hat, but then add that frequency shifter to it and gets lower, and obviously then the convolver. And then the final hat just has an EQ just doing nothing on it. So yeah, These aren't very processed drums. They are pretty snappy. There you go. That's Retrograde, and then the second drop is identical to the first. And the song literally just like cuts off. There's no like little outro bit. I've just cut it off at the end. And yeah, that's Retrograde. It's a pretty short tune. And the drop finishes at 150. We bring the atmosphere back in just to help fade things out, and then there's the kick roll at the end of every phrase. End of every what? 16 bars? Yeah, end of every 16 bars. There's that kick roll. Yeah, sounds pretty clean. And again, it's a very simple tune, but it's just, I just like it in its simplicity. And yeah, on that bombshell, we're going to end.